Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to tell you guys a little bit about the pre-op diet that my surgeon has me following, which is my pre-op diet. I have noticed is a lot different than the pre-op diets that I've watched other people's videos about. My surgeon actually had us buy specific food from his office. They sell a brand of food through their office, and it's just a very low calorie. It's about an 800 calorie, sometimes a little bit less, but pretty much 800 calorie diet. Very low carbs and high protein diet. So I'm going to kind of give you guys an idea. I'm like right halfway through. I'm on day 7 of this diet. So I feel like I've had a lot of good experience now, enough to really tell you guys how it's going and explain everything. So first, I wanted to tell you guys the kinds of food that they had. They had this huge kind of a menu of foods that you could buy off of, and you picked a certain amount in one section, a certain amount in the second section. The second section consists of pastas. One was a creamy chicken pasta, one was like a chicken Alfredo. You can have one pasta per day. So I don't like anything Alfredo, so I just chose the creamy chicken pasta, and so basically I have one of those every day because those were the only 2 varieties. And you have to have one pasta a day, and like I said, only one. That's your only limitation. From the other section, you had to buy a certain amount of food, and you can just variety, you can mix it up however you wanted from that section. We are eating 6 times a day, and you are supposed to eat all 6 meals a day and then drink at least 64 ounces of water. So first, I'll tell you the kinds of foods that I ordered. Like I said, there were a ton of choices. I'll show you again as I go through, or I'll show you video or a picture of the things that I chose just so you can see. If I'm cooking them, if I can get pictures of those, I may throw those in there too, I don't know. But I'll at least show you the boxes. They're kind of like, they're very small, of course, but you know, they get the job done. It's not too bad. They're all pretty high in protein, so you know how protein is. Just kind of balls up in your stomach, and it helps you feel fuller for a little bit longer. But the things I chose for my breakfasts, I chose 2 things. I chose oatmeal and pancakes, blueberry pancakes, because I thought, well, you can't go wrong with that. Well, my biggest concerns for this pre-op diet, I was kind of losing a little bit of sleep because I was so nervous about this diet and just the whole process, of course. But I was so nervous. This food was pretty expensive. It was over $200. It was pretty expensive. And I was so nervous that I wouldn't like it because this is it. That's all I have a choice of unless I go back to the surgeon's office and buy more food. And I didn't want to spend more money and just to take another chance of am I going to like that or not. You know, I thought, am I going to have to force myself to eat this stuff over the next 2 weeks? But I am very happy to report that there was only one thing I didn't like, and that was the blueberry pancakes. I had the oatmeal the first day. And you're supposed to mix water, of course, within the oatmeal, just like you would make any instant oatmeal at your house, and then microwave it for about a minute. And it was so lumpy, and I just was eating it slowly because I didn't love it. And so then it got cold, and it was pretty bad the first day. But I realized if you really mix it up really well before you microwave it, it's actually pretty good. So that I was happy with. The pancakes, I was very excited about. Like I said, I thought, how could you go wrong with blueberry pancakes? Of course, it's like tiny. You can either make one decent sized pancake, or you can make 2 smaller pancakes. That's what I did the first day, the 2 smaller pancakes. And I took the first bite. Well, I noticed when I was mixing it up that it kind of smelled like cough syrup, but I thought, well, whatever. And I ate it, and it tastes like, in my opinion, a spongy pancake texture, artificial sweetener, whatever. I don't know. It was just like you poured a bunch of nasty artificial sweetener in your mouth. It was awful. I made myself eat those 2 pancakes that day, and I thought I will never eat any more of those again. I tried it again 2 days later. I couldn't even finish half of the pancake that I made. I was like, okay, I can't do this. So I'm not going to be eating any more of those pancakes. I'm going to ask my husband to go to the surgeon's office one day this week and get me another 6-pack of the protein shakes just to kind of replace those pancakes because no, I just can't. And if you're watching this video and you're doing this pre-op diet and you love those pancakes, let me know. I'll have them around for a little while. So if you need some extra, let me know. You can have them. But so that's what I chose for my breakfasts, and I figured I would rotate one and the other. Like one morning I'd have oatmeal, the second day pancakes, you know, vice versa. So that was my breakfast. For lunches, I have this chicken soup. It's mostly chicken broth with like tiny little tiny bit of, like, it looks like rice or maybe orzo noodles, the little tiny noodles. There's not many of them in there, but there's a little bit. That's delicious. It just tastes like, I don't know. I told my sister it smells like my Aunt Betty's house. It's just that warm, cozy chicken flavor smell. I don't know how to describe it, but it's really good. So I was happy with that. Then I have a vegetable chili, I believe it's called. That is very good. I'm happy with that flavor. I'm happy with that. That's very filling. So those are my two big kind of lunch type items that I got. Mostly I will have a breakfast meal, then some sort of snack, which I'll tell you next what I got for my kind of snack items. Then I'll have my lunch, then I'll have a snack, then I'll have that pasta at night, then I'll have a snack before bed. So then for my snacks, they recommend getting some of their protein chips so you can have something that's crunchy too and get that different flavor. And the only flavor that really stood out that I knew that I would probably like, according to the support group on Facebook too, everybody seemed to like these, were the protein pizza chips. And they're delicious. They kind of taste exactly like the pizza Pringles. So I love the texture. It's like, I don't know, just kind of like an air crisp chip. They're delicious and I love them, and I love that I got those. The second snack that I got were the chocolate coconut bars. They're like little protein bars with chocolate on top or on the bottom, and it's just chocolate coconut. It's delicious. I didn't realize there was coconut in it when I ordered it, but luckily I like coconut most of the time. So I love those bars. So those are kind of my snacky type items that I got. I got the beef broth, which is just what it says. It's just beef broth, which is very good. And then I got several of the chocolate protein shakes. And I will tell you what, those chocolate protein shakes, my favorite protein shake at the grocery store is the chocolate Premier protein, and I do like those a little bit better only because they have 30 grams of protein, and then for a normal week and a normal diet, that's what I would prefer because it has 30 grams. But this is so chocolatey and creamy, and it's only got 15 grams of protein, and honestly I wouldn't continue to repurchase them after surgery just because for 6 of them I think it's $15 or $16 or $17, I can't remember, so they're pretty pricey, but they're delicious right now. I mean, it's almost like a little treat. I actually add more water than it calls for just because it seems to make it go a little bit longer, and it gets all of the powder and stuff out of the bottle, and I pour it over ice in my Starbucks cup, and it's delicious. And that seems to fill me up, except for the pasta, more than anything that they have. So that's very filling and delicious. And then I got, like I said, the creamy chicken pasta, and every night I will have that, and I love that. It is delicious. And I'm glad it's delicious because I had to have it for 12 nights in a row. So I'm really glad I liked that. I was really nervous about it, but it's very good and it is very filling. So that's great. Now the last 2 days, so for the first 12 days, I just rotate. I actually have a little on my paper here. You can see I mapped out how I have everything. That way I could spread it all out and make sure that I'm not going to be eating too much of one thing. But I just kind of mapped it out on my little paper. So those are the first 12 days. The last 2 days I can only have liquids, so I'm rotating between the protein shake and the beef broth. At first they said in my diet class 6 liquids a day, which I think would be enough, but I don't know. But now they're saying at my pre-op diet, they said they've changed it since the diet class, and they said you can have up to 6 to 10 liquid meals per day, because people were just saying that wasn't enough. So I asked her if it was okay, instead of having to buy more of their food, if I could just substitute my own, like either chicken or beef broth, and she said that was fine as long as it was just liquid with no noodles. So that's what I figured. If I still am kind of hungry, I'll just substitute my own chicken or beef broth in between. But that's what I'll do the last 2 days before surgery. So those are the kind of foods that I got. I'll tell you how my experience has been. First of all, it's day number 7, and I have weighed myself every day, and there was one point a couple days ago that I was down 7 pounds since starting this on Monday. I crept up about a pound over the past day or two, and I think that's because it's that wonderful time of the month that I always gain a pound or two no matter what, and I am sticking to this diet. It's obviously not the food I'm eating, but just some holding on to some water weight, I think. But so technically I was down 7 pounds. Now I guess you can say I'm ending the week down 6 pounds. So I've lost 6 pounds in a week. I'm happy with that. So that's great. And Monday, when I started it, was the day of my pre-op diet. I worked half a day. I was trying to get in as much as I could done in those, hours that I was at work. I left around 1 o'clock. I drove to Knoxville to have that pre-op diet. I had some car troubles on the way. It was a little bit of a stressful day, but I tried not to stress myself out. My sister met me from Chattanooga. She went to the pre-op diet with me, so it was a fun sister day. We were by ourselves. We went shopping a little bit, walking around Target. I was just like, I joked with her, of course. Then I told her, I said, you know what? I saw a bag of donuts and I said, forget it. I don't think I need to make this decision. Let's just go eat some donuts. Obviously, I was kidding, but I was, joking about it, but it was obsessively on my mind about, oh my gosh, I can't have anything. But I ended up staying out in Knoxville a lot longer than I expected, and I brought with me the bag of chips and the protein bar because those are really the only, other than the protein shake, the only portable things that I could have brought with me to keep me not hungry while I was out. And we ended up being out for so much longer because I had car trouble. I had to go get a new tire and all this stuff. So just lots of stuff that kept me out longer. And so she had brought us some snacks, and she's so supportive, and she's doing just a really clean eating, really healthy couple weeks with me, and just trying her best to make it difficult for her to stick to also, which she's doing a great job also. And she had some celery sticks and cucumbers and carrots, and I was so hungry because it was just been so long, and it just spread out so long. My appointment was so many hours and all that stuff, so I cheated. And because technically it's cheating because it is off of the foods that I bought from them, and I'm not supposed to eat anything else. But I had a celery stick and like 3 or 4 cucumber slices, and I had no intentions to cheat at all, but I was like, well, we were kind of laughing at the fact that I called that cheating. But it was cheating because I wasn't supposed to have anything off that list. And I hate that I even did that, but I was just so hungry, and that kind of got me going. But I got home and I ate my pasta, and I was doing much better. But that first day, it was just like, it was kind of a stressful day anyway, although it was fun too because I was with my sister. But it was just like, okay, wow, I'm really doing this now. It was the first day that it was like 100% real. This process has not been real until now. And I don't know, it was a little overwhelming. And then I think Tuesday was worse. I got to stay home all day Tuesday, except for my daughter. She had orientation at her new school. And like I said, my mind just would not stop thinking about, oh, you could be eating that, and you could be eating that, and you could be eating that, and just, oh, you're so hungry, and you're so hungry. And it was so frustrating. And I know you guys have been through that. I know that your mind plays more games on you than your physical body does. And I was really struggling. I wouldn't say I was depressed. Luckily, I'm so blessed I'm not depressed, but I was down. I was just like, oh, this is so hard. Why did I do this to myself? It was hard, but when we went to the school, it was like the only time of the day I was filling out paperwork. We were meeting her teachers and having fun at the school. It was the only time of the day that I stopped thinking about it because I had something else more than just work to focus on. And when we left the school, my husband and my girls had already eaten before we left, and I hadn't. And my stomach was growling as we left, and I went to open my mouth and tell my husband, oh, I'm so hungry. Like, what are we going to go get to eat for dinner? And I stopped myself, and I was like, oh yeah. And I got really, it was like mad. I don't know. I was just like, why did I do this? This is so frustrating. Why can't I just go and eat the food that I really want? Even something healthy. I just wanted something other than what I had to eat. But for some reason, I woke up Wednesday morning completely positive, happy, and ever since then, it's been easy. This food, as long as I can spread it out through the day, I do not get hungry. I get hungry, but not too bad. as long as I spread the food out. I'm chugging water all day long too. That helps a lot of Crystal Light and stuff like that. But it's been great. I'm actually very positive about it today, and I'm glad, because I thought, how long am I going to have to deal with that mental craziness of feeling so mad that I've made this decision? And I'll tell you, today I saw an Olive Garden commercial. I mean, I like Olive Garden, but it's not even one of my favorite places or anything. But I saw that commercial and I about lost it. I was like, okay, that's all I want right now is Olive Garden. So I still have my moments, but I'm a lot more positive, and I'm not constantly obsessing over it all day long. So it's going so much better. The last tip I'm going to make is that they told me to get a fiber supplement during this pre-op diet. And this is the one I got, Benefiber. And it says on there 3 times a day, which I'll say, if you try this, it does 100% dissolve. I just put it in my water. I cannot taste it at all. It's like it's not even in there. So this is perfect, but it's 3 times a day. And I was like, 3 times a day? So I was just doing it once, then I started doing it twice. And this is totally TMI, but they were not kidding. I mean, the constipation, I don't feel bad, but I'm going on 3 to 4 days now. So it's like, ugh. So somebody recommended the Smooth Move tea. So that's an option. Plus they told me to get milk of magnesia for after surgery. So if I have to, I'll use that. But I know that was totally, like I said, too much information, but just so you know, if you're going to go through that, pay attention to that fiber supplement. I have been, and I'm still having a problem. So I'm just trying to increase it now to 3 times a day and make sure I stick to that. But anyway, that's how my pre-op diet's going. If y'all are going through this, or if you already have, please let me know how it's going for you, and let me know that I'm not the only one that's struggling. So I think my next video is going to be what I pack in my hospital bag, so stay tuned for that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I will look forward to seeing you soon. Bye!